If you're trying to improve your helicopter flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator, there's one problem. We don't really have a dedicated place to practice the core skills that make helicopter flying better. Things like precision landings, hover control, and tight maneuvering. Now, I've made lots of tutorials designed to help helicopter sim pilots lift their skills, but learning techniques is only half the battle. What we've needed is a compact training environment where we can actually practice those skills. Well, one of our community members, Tangles, has built exactly that. Rotorland. It's a free helicopter training area. It's available to you now on flightsim.to. It's on an island designed specifically for skill building in MSFS 2024. It's packed with precision landing opportunities, slalom courses, raised helipads, and race routes. It's all about creating a shared space where we can practice solo, train together, or even race each other around the courses. So in this video, let me show you how Rotorland can become your helicopter skills launching pad. Let's fly. And here is the mainland continent of Australia with the island state of Tasmania to the south. Bass Strait is the body of water that separates them. But when I zoom in, here's an island that I just actually had never heard of before, even though it's only, I guess, a couple of 100 kilometres from Melbourne. Deal Island, which is what Tangles has commandeered to build on our Rotorland training experience. So this is a fictional airfield he's put up the top here. You can see there's a short north-south runway for us to use there and some other things, which I am going to hop into VR and demonstrate to you personally. And here is that little north-south runway, and you can see Tangles has put in these 2 rows of markers, kind of cone markers with a little start point down below there. And so what you can do, you can have 2 people racing on here at a time if you want to. You can set yourself a little slalom challenge here. And the skills that you're going to be employing here, and that one, that first cone wasn't really perfect, is smooth and even control across all of your inputs. You're using all 3 inputs here, collective, cyclic, and pedals. You want to try and keep it reasonably smooth on the collective, not sort of fidgeting up and down too much, and keep your progress going forward steadily so that you can put in these gentle left and rights. You'll need to anticipate your movements here on the controls. And this is actually a good little workout, nice and fun and short and easy to get you using all of your controls together. So now we proceed slightly over to the east. We find 2 circular concrete pads, each with a cone marker in the center. And what you're doing here is a turn about the nose. You can have 2 people working at the same time on this if you like, on the 2 different pads. So the idea is with your pedals, in this case I need to use the left pedal, I try to keep the cone dead in the center of my view, and then I'm nudging in the opposite direction with the stick to the right to keep my progress going over in that direction, whilst again keeping the collective position so that I'm not having to fiddle with it up and down the whole time. And so then hopefully, that's not too bad right now, keep a nice smooth progress going about the cone there. It's actually quite difficult to coordinate all of those 3 controls all at the same time. But if that's too easy for you, you can use the same pads and do a turn about the tail. Even real pilots say in real life this is very difficult. So what we're doing here is I'm using right pedal and I'm using right stick to just feed it in there and nudge the helicopter over to the right. And with that right pedal then, we turn about the tail. Now, the advantage of practicing this on these circular pads is that I can kind of keep that sort of pie, that slice of the pie of the pad in my sort of lower right there and sort of track my progress around. But boy, this is it's really hard. A real good challenge for your helicopter simulation skills. So what we have here at the southern end of the field are these 2 large elevated helipads, and they correspond with these 2 distant towers out there right on the waterline. So you can kind of run things in tandem here. You can race this with a friend perhaps. And like anything else here at Rotorland, you can set your own rules really, but let's say you wanted to have a race to see who can get to the farthest pad, set down and then get back to base again. Well, the challenge here would be, yes, nosing down and raising collective so you're utilising all of your available power, but then crucially it's here, judging when you need to get your nose up and your collective down, and a bit of pedal there to keep the target pad in the field of view so that you can arrest that rate of climb, decelerate, and then position yourself so that you can do this just perfectly, raising the collective again with matching right pedal here in the Cabri to set yourself down nicely on that pad. Quite a complex simultaneous equation you need to do there with all your different controls, and it's well worth practicing. And then it's the same on the way back. So here we go again, nose down, gathering speed, full power, and it's just choosing that right moment to nose up, collective down, decelerate without losing or gaining too much height here. And well, this is a little bit off course there, but fixing that here at the last moment, getting over that red and white target area and getting down there, not throwing it at the ground too severely, and that's not too bad, I don't think. Yes. And as we take off from that same pad to the west, we can see something else Tangles has added to the landscape, and not that huge communications tower, but those 7 elevated, very elevated landing platforms for us to try out. And as we move from platform to platform, for me, this is not about speed, it's about building up regularity of accuracy and judgment, improving your judgment on all those 3 controls as you apply the correct amount of power to get from place to place. Just lean through the glass there in the Cabri to look outside. What a cool experience in VR this is. And heading south down the island, Tangles has found some Red Bull Racing assets to add. In fact, all of the assets he's put here onto Rotorland are all default from the game, so you don't need to download any libraries or anything for any of this to work. And yeah, you can do a high-speed slalom run here. Not that high speed in the Cabri is that fast. A medium-speed slalom run. And that leads south to this, everyone's favourite part of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, the Ag Truck. Even with VR, this remains one of the hardest challenges in the title. That pad is tiny and helicopters are difficult at the best of times. The visibility is just tough. I find it a bit easier approaching from the aft of the truck. You can kind of see down the nose of the truck to guide you in. But even then, that doesn't look that great. Is that pad fully level? If it isn't, I'm sure Tangles will get it sorted out real soon. This is a little more relaxing. Tangles has put 3 ships out at sea for us around the island, and the idea here is we just want to keep our speed up as we get down to the edge of the helipad, and then we just guide it in nice and easy over that H. And the happy news here is this pad looks like it could probably fit about 6 of those ag trucks on it, so you'll find this one a little bit easier. So thank you, Tangles. I think this is such a great community edition. We've all got access to this. It's available to you free to download from flightsim.to. The link, of course, is in this video description. Perhaps we'll do some flying together at Rotorland. I'll organise some group flight live stream events for us to show off our incredible helicopter skills. So catch you real soon. See ya.